Okay, this video is not to beat up on this individual, but I'm tired of him or her posting this crap on my page. The rosary isn't fake. Look, listen to me. Okay? Let's look at the word mass when they say in the Catholic Church, oh, I'm going to midnight mass, or I'm going to mass this, or mass whatever. It's referring to an electrical term. It isn't a religious one. It's not a spirit. Fuck, sure as fuck ain't a spiritual one. It's mass. Don't you understand? We're in a lower system. The next higher one up is dealing specifically with energy. Ours is a make-believe representation of that. Like the difference between you driving a real car and giving your kid a Fisher-Price car. In the next higher dimension where everything is electrical, which is currency, we use money in representation of that, and we call it currency, but on the street it's called cash. When they're talking about mass, they're talking about atoms. When you use mass, you think it's a gathering of a bunch of idiots in a fucking building. Well, you're right about the idiot part, and I'm sure you don't use that. I can appreciate your spiritual being essence or whatever. I get it. I was raised a Lutheran. If you know anything about Lutherans, they came from the Catholics. But I am telling you, this whole religious thing is based on an old Babylonian premise of something that is so far removed from anything that anybody thinks today. It's a system that's so old. The pyramids were not built by the Egyptians. They were there long before the Egyptians got a hold of it. This place was set up for power. It was set up for power. Don't you understand that? And that deals with mass and energy. And in the third dimension, we live in a world of cause and effect. Don't you guys understand? They took a system, broke it down, and made it into a play toy to move the masses into believing and doing things. This place is set up for energy. Look, hang on. Look, I just did this morning. Look, what's it say on his shirt? Purpose, pain. This place is set up to create negative energy. Okay? Saturn is the big electron. This place, at least at this point, is to extract negative energy. Okay? The world is a miserable place because it's made to be that way on purpose. Let me spell it out for you. Purpose. Pain. If you want to know what your existence is all about, it's right there. Your purpose is pain. You are part of a fucking electrical system which is being used probably against the will, or not against the will because that would be impossible, probably illegally used in the bigger scheme of things. That's what this whole thing with the Father and the theft of the creation. Our energy is being funneled off into a place where it ain't supposed to be. The purpose is pain. It's good for the cell. And I know that because I was told that directly. I was told that a long time ago, years back. I don't like all of this stuff. I fucking hate it. But please stop telling me the rosary isn't fake. Rubbing a bunch of beads on a fucking necklace doesn't mean jack shit to me. It's not a spiritual thing they're referring to. They're referring to an electrical type of a thing. What hours do they have mass? Let me see. Probably different for everybody, but let's see. You know, they have the service at different times. It's called a homily or whatever. I don't know. But this is mass in France in a place called Lourdes. You know, it's in a cave, and they always show her in a cave. This cave represents the woman's vagina, for fuck's sake. Because the sexual act represents energy and it represents creation. And incidentally, they call this cave, they call it the grotto. You know who else has a grotto? A real famous one. You hear about it all the time. Hugh Hefner. It's where they all go do the fucking in the grotto. It's based on power. It's not a religious thing. They've conned you into believing that, but it's based on energy. What the fuck is this? What's with all the candles stacked up until you've got one on the top? Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. It's interesting that these guys are all dressed in white, but it still stands. They're dressed in a woman's gown. And notice it's her up here and not Jesus. Isn't that interesting? It's always her that's being held up, not Jesus. Why is she getting all of his press? Because the woman represents power. And Jesus was against that power. He's a representation of being against the power that resides here. Mass is a bullshit word. Please stop telling me that the rosary isn't fake. You know what? This rosary with the beads on it. You know, the Arabs use the same thing, right? In the mosques, they use the same thing. Exactly the same thing. They got the same humming bullshit sound in the background that you guys do. They both count the beads like you guys do. Wherever you find a Catholic church, especially overseas, you're going to find a mosque somewhere near it, and vice versa. It's because it's the same fucking thing. You're using black beads. Doesn't that tell you something? You go to church and the guy's dressed in black. The church is supposed to tell you about life and salvation. You go to a funeral. The guy's standing there wearing black, telling you about death. Get it through your head. This isn't about anything that you think it's about. It's about a very old system that's being recreated and played out in the churches every fucking Sunday. And or Saturday if you're Jewish and you do the Jew thing and you want to put the little ashtray on your head. You know? When are you going to figure out that the Pope wears a yarmulke and the Jews wear a yarmulke? The Catholics and the Nazis dress in black. The Jews dress in black. When are you going to figure it out that it's all the same club? All splitting, dividing, and then trying to bring everybody back together again in mass. Don't you get that? Don't you see the game? The priest here is not lying by wearing this shirt. The purpose is pain. This place is pain management. It's derived to create, it's created to create negative energy. Probably not the way it was set up, but I can assure you, if you want to go the religious route, this is a realm of hell. It ain't the worst part of it, but I can guarantee you, it's telling you right here that the purpose of this place is pain. Get that through your fucking head and stop running around with these fucking necklaces that you're rubbing. If you're going to do that, at least get something that's delicious. Like them things you had when you was a kid. It was a necklace and it would stretch, but it had like the sweet tarts on it. You remember them little things and you could wear it around your neck and eat them? Go get one of them because it's going to do you about as much good as that fucking thing you run around counting with your rosary. If you can't stop doing that, I'm going to do this one time, and I normally ain't this night. I'm going to respectfully ask you to remove yourself from my page. Next time we have this conversation, I'm not going to be so nice about it.